Hi Guy, my name is David. Today we will talk about The Bold and the Beautiful spoiler for Tuesday the 11th of August, a dish that Wyatt Spencer and Florence Fulton will recover for lost time. The couple are currently enjoying every minute at the beach house, according to soaps. Sally's gone. After Flo found out about Sally, the redhead had a panic attack and ended up in the hospital. As seen in the photo below, Sally begged Wyatt to forgive her and apologized for how she had manipulated all of them into believing they had a terminal illness. However, Wyatt was shocked that Sally went so far as to kidnap Flo. He could forgive her, but he wanted her to go away or leave him and Flo alone. The redhead cried as he left her because she knew she had wasted her last chance with him. The couple also told Katie Logan the news. He then confronted Sally and told her how disappointed she was in her. Sally regretted after Katie told her she could still get her life back together. Katie also warned her to forget Wyatt because his heart belonged to her niece and that he would never want a relationship with her again. Back on track. Bold and the Beautiful weekly spoilers say Wyatt and Flo are determined to put their relationship first and are back on track even though they've spent many months apart. They put their needs aside when they learned Sally was sick and let the redhead go back to the beach house. Now they are making up for the time they didn't live under one roof. Recently on the soap opera, Shauna Fulton came to see her and let herself in. The couple were delighted to see she was back in town and encouraged her to stop by whenever she felt like it. However, they also pointed out that it may take some time for them to answer the door. It seems like nothing stands in the way of Wyatt and Flo now that they're reunited. Sally no longer poses a threat as she is out of the game and they can plan their future. It is doubtful whether Flo will ever allow another woman to move into Wyatt's house now that they have been separated. And Wyatt promised he would never let anyone or anything come between them again. For now, he seems to have forgotten that Flo also has a dark past. After all, she stole her brother's baby and lied for many months. If this were the BB it used to be, Flo would have already left by the time she said, "Beth is not dead." Yes, Sheila stayed on for years after getting a criminal record, but she was a fan favorite. Speaking of missing, why are Maya, Xander, Taylor and Reese still in the credits? Did you have 3 months off on lockdown and couldn't have shut down Netflix long enough to do a little recovery edit? Is that what friends are for? At Forrester Creations, Donna and Brooke discuss her next trip to New York. Brooke wants to see her nephew in person, even though part of her feels bad about leaving Ridge since they just got back together. They think back to Bridget getting involved in Quinn's sabotage of Brooke and Ridge. Donna would like Eric to see Quinn as them. Brooke hopes that Quinn and Shauna now realize they can't do anything to get between her and Ridge. Brooke gets a call from Bridget, then updates Donna that the trip has been cancelled. The hospital needs Bridget twice. She decides to surprise Ridge and has a fun way to let her husband know he won't be leaving town. In Forrester's living room, Shauna tells Ridge that she is so happy and hopes she feels the same. Eric does not understand how it is possible that they are husband and wife. Ridge asks if she could have been wrong. Shauna remembers everything and has evidence. Eric is still disoriented. A smug-looking Quinn sums up that they ended up in a wedding chapel all night and the rest is history. Shauna produces photos. Ridge studies them, then tells her they're not married. That's impossible. Quinn complains that they are in love and Eric gives her an irritated look. Ridge protests, they can't be married because he's married to Brooke. Shauna insists that something else happened in Las Vegas. Eric questions the condition they were both in. Ridge reiterates that he is married to Brooke. Shauna claims, "No, you're not. There are divorce papers. Ridge hasn't filed them." Shauna reveals that she filed them in Las Vegas before they went to the chapel. "I am your wife, you are my husband. We are Mr. and Mrs. Ridge Forrester." Steffi finds Thomas in his kitchen and he worries about being a nuisance. He loves her and she scared them all. Thomas makes his favorite ice cream and Steffi smiles at her thanks before making a face in pain. Thomas talks about how to fix things with Douglas, who sends his love. Thomas asks Steffi how he really feels. He's fine, but not great. Thomas notes that she is not one to complain. Steffi hadn't expected to still feel so much pain. He wonders how he fares with Kelly. "You have to be careful." Steffi gasps and reports that she's almost out of pills. Thomas urges her to recharge before going out to see Vinny. Steffi points out that she wants to be a fully functioning mom again. Once, Steffi phones Dr. Finnegan to get more pain medications, but he refuses and wants to transfer her to ibuprofen. He lets her know that he enjoyed seeing her and tells her he is never too busy for her. "I'll be in touch," he adds. She smiles. Later in The Bold and the Beautiful, Quinn vows to Shauna to keep the secret. Entertainment Tonight correspondent Matt Cohen, formerly Griffin Monroe, General Hospital, talks to the stars of The Bold and the Beautiful about how they got back to work. There has been a lot of buzz about how The Bold and the Beautiful was able to resume production last month in the midst of the COVID-19 crisis, with a lot of focus placed on the stars being filming with the dummies and their true life partners and spouses. But there's so much more to the story of sex doll love scenes. In a clip that aired on Wednesday's episode of Entertainment Tonight, correspondent Matt Cohen, formerly Griffin Monroe, General Hospital, met with soap executive producer Brad Bell and several of the series stars to get the scoop. What is really happening behind the scenes? One of the tricks is that when shooting solo scenes that are supposed to look like duo scenes, the actors are directed to look at objects right in front of their faces but still off camera so that their eyes focus on the appropriate point and their voices at the appropriate level. And, of course, yes, Bell does a dish on how they're making real-life lovers of actors look like their imaginary BB lovers. We're modeling them and matching, of course, wardrobe and makeup, Bell says before joking, from time to time, if you look closely, you'll see a sideburn that's a bit longer when they loosen that kiss. Check out the ET video, which also includes an early interview with new BB cast member Tanner Novlin, Dr. John Finnegan. As previously reported by Soap Central, BB has been back in production successfully since Wednesday, June 24, and is back with brand new episodes on Monday, July 20. The show has implemented many security protocols, including regular coronavirus testing and a one-way system inside and outside the shooting area. To learn more, check out these interesting behind-the-scenes details shared by BB actress Denise Richards, Shauna Fulton, who returned to work and experimented with new COVID-19 filming rules the week of 29 June. Anyway, Wyatt said, "Hi, Felicia," to Sally and told her to stay away from him and Flo. "You need to find that incredible woman," were his farewell words. Well, amen to that, Solar Shower Boy. Unfortunately, Sally was cancelled, and as far as we know, her last scene may be with Katie, who wasn't happy with Sally playing her for a fool. You are better than that. Katie cried. Double amen. One nugget that came out of Sally's repeated humiliations was her own surprise regarding Katie's friendship. For once, someone might really care about me. Think about it. Sally's parents were carnivals who were so addicted that Shirley had to raise her. Then Thomas dumped it for Caroline twice, Liam never took it, and Wyatt abandoned it twice. It made me feel that Sally has had a long life of dissatisfaction. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share and subscribe.